Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be another Canadian Soldier Reacts video. And today we're looking at the Stryker U.S. Army Badass Armored Fighting Vehicle. Okay. As a lot of you will probably know by now, I am a former Canadian infantry soldier from the 1st Battalion of the Royal Canadian Regiment. I spent 12 years there from 1987 to 1998. And at the time, we were what was known then in Canada as an SSF battalion, and we were mechanized infantry. And what that meant was that we would deploy through various different means, primarily wheeled and air. We did a lot of helicopter insertions, but we did a lot of vehicle movement also. We had two main types of vehicles. One was the M113, and we had M113A1s and M113A2s, dozers, Pioneer kits, those kinds of things. Then for the bulk of my career, we were in what was called Grizzlies. I don't know what their actual designation is. I know that they were a Piranha chassis, which is essentially what you're looking at on the screen here. This is what we called a Piranha chassis, just that look. The Grizzly was a 6-wheeled vehicle, and just before I got out, we got an 8-wheeled variant, and that had a couple of different names. One was a Kodiak. I can't remember what the rest of the names were, but I think they were very, very similar in most respects to what you guys have with the Stryker. Whereas the Grizzly had a small crew commander's cupola, which had coaxial C5 GPMG and 50 caliber machine gun. The Kodiak, or the new 8-wheeled variant, that had a 30 millimeter main gun, and I think it had a pintle mounted C6 GPMG on it, 7.62. I can't remember exactly, but so that's where my knowledge comes from, and I'm going to see if I can't compare and contrast that with what we're about to see here. So let's do it.
The Stryker, a modern war machine. In the ever-evolving landscape of military technology, the Stryker armored vehicle...
Okay, so the first thing I'm noticing is they're showing a lot of variants, and one of the things I didn't mention, so in the infantry, we had, like I said, I think it was the Kodiak version with a 30 millimeter, I don't know whether we call it a machine gun or a gun, I don't know. But the tankers, the Royal Canadian Dragoons, and I never remember. There's 3 regiments of each type, infantry, tank, and artillery, and I never remember the other ones. The guys that we worked with most were the Dragoons, the tankers. They had their own variants. And I don't remember. I think it was an 84 millimeter main gun that they used. I think. I'm not 100% certain, but there were definitely a bunch of variants. It's just that in my unit we used the AIFV. We called it Armored Infantry Fighting Vehicle.
Vehicle stands as a testament to innovation and adaptability. Developed by the...
Yeah, see, yeah, they pulled down the thing, but that looked like the tanker's version of it.
United States, this versatile armored platform has become a staple in modern armed forces worldwide. In this video, we will take an in-depth look at the Stryker, exploring its origins, the intricacies of how it works, its various configurations, and the role it plays on today's dynamic battlefield. But before starting the video, be sure to smash the like...
Interesting, they have their rucks on the outside. I don't think we ever put our rucks on the outside. We carried a lot of stuff on the outside. You saw the concertina wire, or the razor wire, really, strapped to the outside. We did that a lot. We had a spare tire. There were a couple of different places we would keep it, depending on what we were doing, but there was usually one strapped to the outside. We had basic Pioneer tools strapped to the outside a lot. We had jerry cans strapped to the outside a lot. I mean, yeah, there was often a lot of things strapped to the outside of that thing.
Like button and subscribe to never miss out on any of our videos.
Yeah, that cam that you saw there, that was relatively common too. Yeah, that's gotta be a tanker, an armored variant. Cool looking.
Origins and development. The origins of the Stryker armored vehicle.
So that's definitely a 50 cal, and that's interesting. That's like remote mounted and remote actuated. I don't know that we ever had anything that was remote. There was always somebody behind the weapon firing it, I think. At least when I got out, like I said, when I got out in 98, they might have more up-to-date stuff now.
Vehicle trace back to the late 90s.
So I don't know what that is actually. So there were two types of rocket launchers that we used. There was the shoulder-mounted 84mm Carl Gustaf, which looks to be kind of similar to that, but I don't think that's a Carl G. And again, it's remote launched. The other one that we had, which was significantly more useful, was the TOW-2 system, tactically operated wire-guided missile system. Which could be mounted, although I don't think we ever mounted them on this chassis. They were always mounted on the M113. Or it could be dismounted, which we did more often than anyone liked.
1990s, when the U.S. Army recognized the need for a more agile and versatile armored platform. The result was the Stryker Interim Armored Vehicle.
Yeah, so more agile. The thing is, there are places that it's very useful, and there are places that it's not. One of the things that we used to say about the Grizzlies and the Kodiaks was that they do not go where bulrushes grow. If you've got these on a hard packed surface, most likely a road. But if it's dry in the summer and not too pitted with ruts, these things have great mobility, very, very fast, and that's good. But if you are going through wet areas or trying to go over trenches or through a cratered area, these things are useless. They'll get bogged down so fast. So, you got to be careful. Everything's got its use, right?
Designed to bridge the gap between heavy armored vehicles and light infantry forces. Development efforts, led by General Dynamics, resulted in a groundbreaking wheeled armored vehicle that could be...
That's interesting. So he's in winter white cam outside of the Stryker on the back of a cammed vehicle that's all green. All right, whatever.
Be rapidly deployed to various theaters of operation. The Stryker's inception marked a new era.
Well, that was smart. The hatch came up in front of him and became armor in front of him. Yeah, that's kind of neat.
In military mobility and adaptability, combining firepower and protection in a highly versatile package, setting the stage for its evolution and widespread adoption by armed forces worldwide. Design and mobility. The Stryker armored vehicle's design is a masterpiece of engineering, striking a balance between mobility and protection. With a distinctive six-wheeled configuration, it can swiftly traverse diverse terrains, including urban environments, deserts, and forests. Its modular design allows for rapid cut.
Okay, he just said six-wheeled configuration, and he's showing all eight-wheeled. I didn't even know these things came in a six-wheeled configuration. I always thought they were eight-wheeled.
Customization, adapting to different mission requirements. Equipped with advanced suspension systems, It offers excellent off-road capabilities while maintaining road speed. This combination of agility and versatility makes the Stryker invaluable for rapid deployment.
Yeah, we pushed them really, really hard. Like, I mean, seriously hard.
And maneuverability on the modern battlefield. Its sleek yet robust design is not only functional, but also a testament to the evolving nature of armored warfare.
I need to see the back.
Armament and firepower. The Stryker armored vehicle is a formidable force on the battlefield, thanks to its diverse armament and firepower capabilities. Depending on the variant, it can be armed with heavy machine guns, automatic grenade launchers, anti-tank guided missiles, and even a 105mm cannon. These weapon systems enable the Stryker to engage
all of ours. Yeah, I think these ones do too. So, as far as automatic grenade launchers, so I think this little package right here is your automatic grenade launchers. That's what we had, and that's about where we had them. And they were on both sides, and I think there were like 6 or 8, and they were set in different directions. And they were actually remotely fired, but you had to load them. And then you would drive around, you would fire them, and obviously then you would have to get out and reload them. And they basically disperse. I can't remember if you could trigger them one at a time or not, or you just had to trigger them all at the same time, and they kind of dispersed in like a cloud pattern almost. The other thing I'm trying to find, I'm trying to see a good look at the back. This little plate that's down here makes me think that these are fully amphibious, because ours were. And they had a propeller drive system on both sides at the back. They weren't great to swim, but they could.
A wide range of threats, from infantry and armored vehicles to fortified positions. Its adaptability in terms of armament makes it a versatile asset, capable of both offensive and defensive operations. Whether in infantry support or anti-armor roles, the Stryker's firepower ensures it can hold its own in modern combat scenarios.
Yeah, I wouldn't put them up against a main battle tank. One sec. I wouldn't put them up against a main battle tank by any stretch of the imagination, but for AIFV on AIFV, yeah, they're good. And we use them mostly, we would use them to get up close to the position we needed to assault. Then we would dismount, we would follow them in, and then when we got close to the objective, we would fan out between. And probably our most important role when we were doing that was to find and take out anybody who had any weapons that would have been strong enough to actually kill the vehicle, because those vehicles are a rocket magnet when they're on the field. And as infantry, it was our job to make sure that anybody who was going to fire at them was dead.
C4 ISR integration. The Stryker armored vehicle's capabilities extend beyond physical firepower.
So I have no idea what that is. I don't think it's a TOW. It doesn't look like a TOW launcher to me, but I could be wrong. One of the very few TQ4 courses that I don't have is TOW. I was in anti-armor platoon for a while, but I was there as a driver. So I was an M113 driver for them. But that doesn't look like a TOW to me, especially not firing at that angle. I have no idea what that is. And looking at the back, I'm not seeing a swim system, which is interesting.
Power. It is a highly connected command and control center on wheels.
I'm also not
its
seeing
advanced
trim
C4
vanes,
ISR, command, control, communications, computers, intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance.
Reconnaissance? Okay, this is obviously a civvy. Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, we would never take them on a recce unless you're doing like a recce in force, and our guys didn't really have the capability to do a recce in force like that. They'd actually send an infantry platoon or even an infantry company to try to do a recce in force. Yeah, that's just not the kind of thing that you would really want to take for a recce. But everything else I mean, every one of our vehicles had that, so yeah, I guess, sure.
Systems enable seamless communication and information sharing on the battlefield. Equipped with secure communication links, it can transmit real-time data to commanders, facilitating rapid decision-making. Integrated sensors, cameras, and radar systems provide crucial situational awareness, while onboard computers process and disseminate information. This level of connectivity and information fusion enhances the Stryker's effectiveness, enabling coordinated operations and making it an indispensable asset for modern arms.
Okay, if they've got that level of coordination between the vehicles, I'd be very interested to see how that works, because that's just freaking cool, man.
Armed forces in the era of network-centric warfare.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, there's no swim capability on any of the ones that I've seen so far. So in ours, back here, behind this little plate here, this would have been open, and there would have been rotors. Is it rotors? Yeah, it's rotors in there on both sides. So it doesn't look like these swim at all. And to be clear, ours didn't swim well, but they technically were capable of swimming.
Fair. Armor and survivability. The Stryker armored vehicle is a formidable force on the battlefield, thanks to its diverse armament and firepower capabilities. Depending on the variant, it can be armed with heavy machine guns, automatic grenade launchers, anti-tank guided missiles, and even a 105mm cannon. These weapon systems enable the Stryker to engage a wide range of threats, from infantry and armored vehicles to fortified positions. Its adaptability in terms of armament makes it a versatile asset, capable of both offensive and defense.
Yeah, but that is... I mean, I'd hesitate to call that a medium armored vehicle. That would... Well, I mean, I guess it depends on your definition of light and medium armored vehicle. A 50 cal can go through that armor. When we were in Yugoslavia, Bosnia-Herzegovina, we actually had to put ceramic applique armor glued on to these things, and then even Kevlar sheeting or blankets inside to stop 50 cals from going through the side. Because, I mean, a 50 cal at a good angle, yeah, it's going to bounce off because of the angle of the armor, and that's why the armor is angled like that. But if you get a straight on, a 50 cal can go through that armor. Now these guys have this. This is called standoff armor, and that's actually used for missiles. So like this would actually really stop a Carl G. So you fire a Carl G at that, it's going to hit that armor. It's going to explode that grating. It's going to explode there, and you're far enough away from the actual armor that it just dissipates on the side. It may cause some pitting or something. The TOW 2, however, is specifically designed to avoid that kind of a thing. That's why it's got its... well, actually, no, not this kind of thing. The TOW 2 is designed to avoid reactive armor. And this isn't reactive armor. So, actually, I don't know if this would stop a TOW 2 or not. TOW 2 is significantly stronger than a 84 Carl G. That would be interesting to know. I don't know.
Offensive operations. Whether in infantry support or anti-armor roles, the Stryker's firepower ensures it can hold its own in modern combat scenarios. Variants and configurations. The Stryker armored vehicle family encompasses a wide array of variants and configurations, each meticulously designed to excel in specific battlefield roles. These include the Infantry Carrier Vehicle, ICV, optimized.
Yeah. This looks similar. So there's your grenade launchers up there. I don't know what this... This must be that remote-controlled turret cupola kind of thing that they've got. We didn't have anything like this. These look like ramps. This looks reasonably similar to what we used.
Eyes for troop transport and dismounted operations. The reconnaissance vehicle, RV, equipped with...
Man, the way he says reconnaissance is hurting my brain. Surface contamination detector. Yeah, we didn't... These have seemed... Well, again, remember, my information is 25 years old, but this seems to have a lot more tech than we did.
With specialized sensors, and the mortar carrier vehicle, NCV, that provides indirect fire support. Additionally, the anti-tank guided missile, AT...
That's a tow. That is a tow. That's what their launcher systems look like. In fact, I think, I could be wrong here, but I think you can see the wires coming out the back. Those things are deadly, if I remember correctly, out to 4.5 kilometers if you've got a good gunner guiding them.
GM variant delivers precision anti-armor capabilities, while the medical evacuation vehicle, MEV, ensures critical battlefield healthcare. Lastly, the Engineer Squad Vehicle, ESV, is equipped with tools and equipment for vital engineering and combat support tasks.
Yeah,
this versatility makes
I never use an engineering vehicle. We had Pioneer vehicles, dozers with a Pioneer tools kit, which was basically just a hydraulic PTO for a bunch of heavy power tools. But it was mounted on the M113. Really good piece of kit. I really enjoyed it. You can do a lot with it. I was qualified on that also. But I don't remember us having anything engineering related on this one.
The Stryker, an indispensable asset on modern battlefields. Operational deployments. The Stryker armored vehicle has seen extensive operational deployments in various theaters, underscoring its adaptability and effectiveness in modern warfare. It played pivotal roles in conflicts such as the Iraq War and the ongoing conflict in Afghanistan, where it provided armored mobility and firepower. The Stryker's versatility allowed it to excel in a range of missions, from infantry transport and reconnaissance to fire support and medical evacuation.
He's gonna kill me.
These operational deployments have not only validated...
You know what I'm missing here, though? I saw it on one earlier, but I don't see wire cutters on these. So, unless that's it there, that could be it there. I'm not sure. But if you don't have a wire cutter, you see how this driver hatch is popped like this? If that's a wire cutter, good. But otherwise, if it's not, you drive through anything, a single piece of barbed wire, concertina wire, or even fence wire. What that thing will do is it will ride up your plate here, and it will get caught in there, and it'll take your head off. So I'm hoping that's a wire cutter.
Its combat performance, but have also led to valuable lessons learned, contributing to ongoing improvements and ensuring its continued relevance on today's...
Even with the windscreen there like that, I wouldn't count on that saving you. I would want a wire cutter up probably right in front, or at the very least just off to the side. Yeah, you don't want to fool around with that stuff. Yeah, these are definitely the grenade launchers here. There you go. And you see how they're all at slightly different angles. So it'll pop out depending on what you put in there. Most of the time, for us, I think it was just smoke grenades that we would put out. But when you pop them, it would obscure the battlefield, and then people wouldn't really know where you were. I mean, they could still fire a bunch, but it's spray and pray at that point.
Dynamic and unpredictable battlefield.
One drop.
National adoption. The Stryker armored vehicle's success extends beyond U.S. borders, as it has found a home in the arsenals of multiple countries. Allies and partner nations have adopted the Stryker, recognizing its versatility and battlefield effectiveness. International collaborations have...
Yeah, so I don't know if the one that we have is bought. Is it General Dynamics? or GM. I can't remember who made ours. It might be, because it looks very, very similar.
Have led to variations of the Stryker tailored to specific needs, further highlighting its global appeal. These partnerships not only enhance the capabilities of the Stryker, but also foster military interoperability and strengthen diplomatic ties. The international adoption of the Stryker is a testament to its status.
So, riding like this can be stupidly cold and uncomfortable. So, he's on a highway, obviously going highway speeds. Even at the best of times, it's going to be kind of cold. I notice he's got his mirror locked down. He shouldn't do that on the highway. They should be out for the highway if you're in civilian areas. When we were on, especially in the spring, fall, and winter, when we were on highways and just doing just straight movement, non-tactical movement, everybody was down inside. The crew commander had to be up, and you notice how bundled up this guy is. You had to do that because it was uncomfortable.
As a versatile and reliable armored platform.
There's another thing too. So we would sit in the crew commander's cupola, and I cannot tell you how many guys I know. In fact, my best friend has got a scar right here across his lip. That's because where you would sit in the crew commander's cupola with basically your top of your head and your eyes out the top, if that driver ever had to make an emergency stop, your head would go straight into that steel ring. And I think there might have been a little bit of padding there, but the guys would put their bottom teeth right through their lip. It happened far too many times.
That contributes to the security of nations beyond its country of origin aberrations related to the Stryker program, highlighting its role in bolstering global security. Maintenance and logistics. Maintaining a fleet of Stryker armored vehicles demands meticulous attention to maintenance and a robust logistics chain.
That's true.
The complexity of these vehicles, coupled with the rigorous demands of combat, necessitates an efficient system for keeping them operational. Routine maintenance schedules, thorough inspections, and skilled technicians are essential to ensure the Stryker's readiness. Specialized training programs and diagnostic tools are deployed to address any issues promptly. Logistics involve sourcing, stocking, and distributing spare parts to maintain the fleet. Additionally, a well-organized supply chain ensures that ammunition, fuel, and other consumables are readily available for deployment.
So, okay, 3 different things with this. So first of all, we had a maintenance company, and they were responsible for scheduled maintenance of these things or repairs. Our logistics train, at least for combat supplies, that was all held through, taken care of through the company quartermasters. They figured out all that, made sure all of that worked. But for routine maintenance, ongoing day-to-day routine maintenance, the driver, if I remember correctly, the driver was expected to do 4 hours of maintenance for every hour that vehicle was driven. So there was a lot of maintenance on these things, and they still broke down. We drove them hard.
Successfully managing maintenance and logistics is pivotal to sustaining the Stryker's operational readiness and its effectiveness on the battlefield.
Yeah, but this is way... Oh, that's your wire cutter right there. It's just flipped down. That's the wire cutter right there. Huh. These things are way more technical than anything that I ever worked with.
Future prospects. The future prospects of the Stryker Armored Vehicle Program are filled with innovation and adaptation. Ongoing efforts involve continuous upgrades and enhancements to meet evolving threats and mission requirements. Potential improvements may include advanced armor technologies, enhanced firepower, and improved mobility features. The Stryker's role in multi-domain operations, incorporating cyber and electronic warfare capabilities, is a likely avenue of development. Additionally, research into autonomous and semi-autonomous variants may redefine the concept of armored warfare. As technology continues to advance, the Stryker program remains a cornerstone of modern military ground forces, poised to play a pivotal role in the ever-changing landscape of armed conflict. Conclusion: the Stryker armored vehicle is more than just a machine. It represents the fusion of cutting-edge technology, adaptability, and battlefield prowess. As we conclude this extensive exploration of the Stryker, we can only marvel at the...
hold on.
As we conclude this extensive...
There you go. There's a swimmable one. The only difference with us is we had a plate that came down the side and then down at an angle here. But that's one that can swim. And interesting, it's got the tow package on the back. So the biggest, and that would have, I think that would have to swivel up to have some sort of a snorkel, because these things, I think we had a 17-inch. So basically the water line was right about there. And then the other thing I'm not seeing, so we would have had like a hole on every corner, all four corners. There would have been like an inch wide hole here, and that would have been for the bilge pumps, because these things tend to leak like a sieve when you're swimming them. So there's a bunch that has to be done in order to be able to prepare this for swimming. And I don't know about these ones, but ours were so terribly imbalanced. Now this one might be a lot different because of that tow package on the back. But we would have to put a lot of sandbags in to properly balance it, because if you didn't, with the engine being up at the front right, the engine literally would dip down, and then as you started going forward, the water would come up and go over the top and into the engine compartment, and then you're done. You go right to the bottom at that point.
Exploration of the Stryker, we can only...
Oh, yeah. Okay, so this one's got a 2. That right there, that's your wire cutter that I was talking about. And you have to have it. And you notice the little notches all the way up to catch the wire, and then cut it or drag it. Generally, it would cut it, but there was nothing sharp on it. It would, I say cut it, it would break it. It would stretch it so far that it would break. I don't know what this is. And that's some sort of a missile package that we never had. Yeah, the Americans have a lot more kit than Canada does.
We marvel at the engineering feats that have created this remarkable war machine. Its role in modern armed forces worldwide is a testament to its versatility and the enduring legacy of this armored marvel on today's dynamic battlefield. Thank you for watching. If you liked our video...
Yeah, so very similar to what we have in Canada, and what I used back in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. They are a good vehicle, a very good vehicle, when you use them for what they're intended for. When you try to use them in places that they're not intended for, then they don't work. So you need to be really careful about that. But all in all, I was in one of those things for pretty near 12 years, and I'm still not sure I got the smell of diesel out of my skin. Oh man, I got sick so many times in the back of one of those things. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Please, if you liked the video, leave a like, subscribe, comment down below. I've been getting a lot of good comments recently. Some people who are positive and some people who don't like me, but that's been my life in the military. So, yeah, we'll see you on the next one, guys. Bye.